Ne bi mogao da pozajmiš upaljača kamoli, da dobiješ cigaru ne možeš, da sediš sa nama. Želiš da se priključiš ekipi, priključimo te na aparate, koliko metaka je potrebno da shvate. Ne možeš da pošalješ ni pice, kamoli da piješ piće sa mnom. A svako bi da bude viđen snom, ne bi uspeo ni da mi priđe samo. Oko mene uza krug, oko kruga širok pečnik, i ne zanima me drugo osim drugova večnih. Ništa ne odjebem lakše nego tračaru ko se uvlači u čmar. Ja izvučem njemu sačmaru. Upadam na splav, tripujete zemljotres. Mimi nikad nije sam, uvek nas je preko 6. Upadam na splav, ko na veća zvezda. Vidi on mene zna, ja njega ne znam.
Hey there, guys, what's up? This is GattoCast. So thanks for joining me tonight. Thanks to all the persons that are willing to listen to this, to tonight's episode. It's going to be a lecture. Well, not a really lecture, but I'm going to talk about a song that I wrote with Nanowar Of Steel 6 years ago, Kitograd. So I'm gonna dig a little bit deep into the lyrics of this song, into the hidden meanings of this song that was written, appeared on the album A Night at the Opera. Now I just started with a very shitty recording I did last year, but today one of my favorite singers from Serbia died, George Balašević, and so. I wanted to play this short tribute that I recorded last year, so I hope you don't mind the very low quality. But so it's not gonna be about him tonight. It's gonna be about Nanowar Of Steel. It's going to be an episode about the grammar of Serbian language as far as I learned it, because you should know that Serbian language is the most important language in the world. You have to speak Serbian so everyone can understand you. Pričaj srpski da te ceo svet razume. This is the most important sentence in Serbian language, which literally means speak Serbian so the whole world can understand you. So the song that I'm going to talk about is Kitograd. I hope that you know this one. We played it during the last tour that we made in 2019 in the Balkans. So I know that some people over there are actually aware of the song and they know the lyrics. And it's nice to see that. Let me just give some background to the song. So, first of all, the title. Kitograd is a wordplay between Quito and Grad. So Quito means cock and Grad is a city. So Kitograd literally means the city of dick. And it's a wordplay that comes from the ancient capital of Montenegro, so Crna Gora, which today is called Podgorica, but during communist time was called Titograd. to Marshal Tito. So Titograd, Kitograd. Okay, first thing. And the thing is that on this album we have a series of songs that is Schwarzwald, Kitograd, and Uzbekistan, and El Campo de Naos, that are more or less all about the same subject, that is places full of dicks. So beware that this tonight's episode of the GattoCast is going to be full of dicks as well, but for grammatical purposes. So I'm going to talk about Cox just to teach you something about Serbian language tonight, and maybe in the future we can talk about Uzbekistan and Hujev, and we can talk about Schwarzwald and Schwänze, and so on and so forth. So Schwarzwald is coming in the future, but since during last episode of the Nanowar Reacts came up one of the most beautiful songs from the Balkan music scene, Kuća Posso Posso Kuća, I felt like this was the right time. So let's just continue this track about the Balkans. Let's just push the on the topic a little bit more. So let me please share something with you. That so the actual song of the of Kitograd. So this is the video that you will find. Okay, you can find on YouTube. So you can find it, of course, also on Spotify and on all the platforms if you don't know the song. In the YouTube version, there is a small introduction to the song that's written in Serbian, and probably there's lots of mistakes. So I apologize for that. I really apologize for that. But I didn't correct them. I wrote them, I think, like the day before putting the video online, so I didn't really have time to check them. So that's the idea of the song. There's an introduction to the geography and the history of Yugoslavia, or actually of SFRJ, so Socijalistička Federativna Republika Yugoslavia, which was the Federative Socialist Republic of Yugoslavia. That was the official name from I think from the second constitutional republic reform in the 67. Before it was maybe just Socialist Republic of Yugoslavia. I don't remember exactly the name. It changed a couple of times during communist time. Until then, during the breakup, it changed the name again. But here I'm talking about SFRJ. So this is when you talk with people in the Balkans, they refer to their former homeland. So what we in the West we call Yugoslavia as SFRJ, which is again the acronym for Socijalistička Federativna Republika Yugoslavia. And so let's start with the song. So it starts with this sentence: Bilo jednom jedna zemlja. Once upon a time there was a country, SFRJ. And so there was this starts putting the geography of the place where Kitograd, so where this song is how do you say, like is taking place. So there's it's an introduction. The next sentence is something that might be very common for people coming from this space, from this region, from Yugoslavia. And it says: Ona se sastojala od 6 republika, 2 autonome pokrajine i još mnogo naroda i narodnosti. So Yugoslavia, as you might know, was a mix of ethnicities and republics. I onda sad me pitaju zašto pričam srpski. To bit će na drugom epizodu, onda ću malo da objasnim zašto pričam srpski. I Federativna narodna republika Jugoslavia. Izvinite, ovo je... This is the former name. I forgot that. Let me just wrap this up. So I'm talking now about this sentence that says that the Socialist Federative Republic of Yugoslavia was made up of 6 republics, and there were 2 autonomous provinces, and there were a lot of people and the nationalities. So officially there were 6 republics making up, they were like the states, say in the United States, in Yugoslavia, you had 6 republics and 2 autonomous provinces. So Serbia was not only Serbia. Inside Serbia, there was Kosovo and Vojvodina that were 2 parts of Serbia. So and they still were parts, I would say, until the war in Kosovo. Then basically Kosovo split from Serbia in 2008 officially, but de facto it's a situation that's taken place since 1999. But still, until 1991, so until the start of the war in Yugoslavia, this country was made of 6 republics and 2 provinces. Anyway, and there were many people and many nationalities. So there were like the main peoples, like there were constitutive, how do you say, like constitutive people, like the main people that were recognized by the constitution as the most important ones in the country, and you had a lot of minorities, so many other nationalities. And so why I'm talking about this, because what I'm talking about, so this Kitograd, I'm claiming that it was a fictitious, it was an additional part of this country. So it says here, postoji još jedna tajna. So there was a secret during these times. Of course, there were communist times, and not everything was conducted, like politics was not completely transparent. There were not a lot of, there were not elections, and there were not a lot of, commitment to transparency from the side of politicians. So there was a secret, and the secret is that pored nebeskog naroda živo je još jedan narod. So besides the people of the sky, so the celestial people, that was one of the names of the nicknames for the Serbian people, there was one more people. So there was another nationality, right? So I'm talking about Yugoslavia. You had all these nationalities, and there were one that was not really mentioned during the whole history. And this additional nationality is called the Pederski narod. So Pederski narod, it's like a wordplay with Nebeski, Pederski. It sounds similar, but Pederski means basically gay people. So it was the homosexual people. They were, again, this is a wordplay, and it's a very dumb one, but I'm just introducing the history and geography, the fictitious history and fictitious geography of this place. So there's, in this old Yugoslavia, there was another nation, so another people that was ignored, that was kept secret, and it was this Pederski narod, so the gay people. And the place where they were living, it was called the Ape Crnogradska. So njegova oblast se zvala Ape Crnogradska. So these people were living in their autonomous province, autonomna pokrajina Crnogradska, which was Crnograd. It's like, again, it's a wordplay with Beograd, because Beograd means white city. Beo comes from belly. It means white, and grad means city. Crnogradska means black, because I'm going to explain that. Because jer u njoj su živeli uglavnom crnci sa ogromnim kurcima. So here I'm explaining it in a very clear way, because in this province there were basically the majority were black people with very large cocks. Okay? So this is not politically correct, but anyway, I don't care. This is what the song says, and I'm trying to make an historical point here. So there's nothing about political correctness. So there was a motto there. Tamo je vladala parola toplo bratstvo jedinstvo. So again, I'm making a pun here, comparing this, so taking a reference from old Yugoslavia. So in old Yugoslavia, the main words, so the slogan, so to say, the motto of the country was bratstvo jedinstvo, so brotherhood and unity. and it was the brotherhood. It was to highlight the brotherhood of all the people of Yugoslavia and their unity within one country. So eventually, it didn't work out well, as we know from the 90s. But this was the main, it was the main slogan. So it was the sort of propaganda word that was used back then. And toplo bratstvo actually would say the topla braća means like hot brothers, and it's something that refers to homosexual behavior. All right. So this is just before the song starts, and so the main city within this province is called Kitograd. So Kitograd was the capital city of the autonomous province. And then Nanowar of Steel are telling you, Dobro vam došli u grad večne parade ponosa. So, welcome to the city of the eternal gay pride parade. And as an Albanian, I don't understand Albanian, so I'm sorry. I'm not going to repeat that. So, let's move on with the song Kitograd. Okay, so this is saying, I dođe vamo u oblast Crnogradsku, so come here to the Crnogradsku oblast, so to the province of Crnograd. Oh, you don't hear? Can you hear the song? Okay, sorry, I need to share this again. Sorry for the... Okay. Let me share this again. Okay. Sorry. Here we go again. Porca. Sorry, I want to put subtitles on so we have, but I don't think there's, is there the, okay, so there's the Serbian subtitles. Again, let's try. Sorry. Can you hear now?
U oblast Crnogradsku, posjeti mesto gde poraste Radsku.
Okay, so dođe vamo u oblast Crnogradsku means come here. Dođe vamo means come here. U oblast Crnogradsku. So oblast Crnogradsku means the province of Crnograd, so of the Black City. Poseti mesto means visit the place. Gde poraste Radsku? So where it's growing Radsku. So Radsku is actually kurac. Kurac is one of the most important Serbian words in general. It means dick. Radsku, it's like the inverted part. So Radsku, kurac. You just invert, you put the first syllable to the end. It's something that is called, there's this kind of slang in Serbian and Croatian. It's called šatrovački. And so it consists on, sometimes there's a lot of words that you can invert. Like pička, you would say čkapi, for example. Pička means pussy. Or I don't know, like glava, you would say, vugla. Vugla, for example, it means in your head. In your head reggaeton. There's, I don't know. You can do it for every word, but in this case it's like Radsku and Gradsku. So there's it was used here. It sounds very nice because I can use, so with Crnogradsku, I can make a rhyme with this nice word, slang word for kurats. So remember kurats, ratsku. And you can do this with any word you like. You could do, for example, mesto, you could make a stome within bemteu vugla, they are saying. Exactly. So this is called Shatrovachki. It's like it's a street slang from, I think, from the 90s or the 80s, maybe from the 80s already. Anyway, so this is the first part, and I think this word is beautiful. Kurats. Please remember this. After this lesson, there's a few words that you should remember. One of those is kurats. Let's move on.
Dođi nije daleko, probaj točeno mleko, proizvedeno čabuga, s afričkoga juga.
Okay, so this is come here, and it's not far away. Dođi nije daleko, so daleko, it's means far. Probaj točeno mleko. So točeno is like craft beer, it's a draft beer that you get from from the tube. I forgot the name, from Česme. And this beer is proizvedeno čamuga, so it means produced by the black people, Afričkoga juga, and so from the south of Africa. And this is you can see here, Afričkoga juga. This is we are using the genitive here, and so I can make a rhyme with chamuga and yuga, because yug means south. But when you see this letter, this letter here, S, is a preposition, after which you need to add the genitive of the words. And so Afrička means Afričkoga, becomes when it's genitive, and yug becomes yuga with the genitive. And so you have to remember that Serbian is like most of the Slavic languages. So apart from Bulgarian and Macedonian, as far as I know, you have the cases, which means that the ending of the words changes with the kind of preposition or the kind of position that they occupy in a sentence. So in this case, it's very important that I can use the genitive to make a rhyme here, because otherwise the word is yug. So south is yug. So you can remember that from Yugoslavia, for example, which is Yugoslavia, so the country of the Southern Slavs. And in this case, again, the name is yug, and then when you add the a, becomes the genitive. And this is important because you will see this kind of trick played in many other parts of the song in order to make the rhymes. This is actually, for me, when I was writing the lyrics, but it's pretty much the same that I did with Uzbekistan. So the fact that you can change the ending of the words based on their position, it means that you have more opportunities to use the same word within a... So if you need to use that word, you can sort of try to accommodate it with a different case and make it rhyme. And so you have some sort of more options to fit those words when you write the lyrics. And so this is this is a reason why I like the Slavic languages, and I like writing stuff in Slavic languages as far as I'm able to, because of course I'm not native and it's very hard, and I'm not very good either. So I didn't really study it, but let's move on. So have you seen here? It's the same thing. Kad god neko spomene Breda Pitta means when someone is like talking about or is mentioning Brad Pitt. So Brad Pitt in this case is like in the accusative case, which for male names for animated things is for animated beings is gets the same, like yuga. So it's like the genitive. And so Brad Pitt, if you put it like after a verb, so it becomes like in the accusative case, and so Breda Pitta. And so this is nice because then you can make it rhyme with kita. So kod svakoga podigne se kita. So to everyone is the kita is another word for kurac. Ratsku it also means cock, so it's where Kitograd comes from, right? Kita is the same thing. And so kocva koga podigne se kita. So everyone is getting he's like to everyone his dick is rising, so to say. There's is arising. Okay. That's the thing that I'm saying here. Breda pitta podigne se kita. Again, it's high Serbian poetry. You can remember this word. Kita kurac ratsku. Let's move on.
Tu jest salon fryzerski, zawaj naród pederski, ukafani blada zakon, nawolnienie odpuszczenia.
Okay, two things here. The first sentence, salon fryzerski, zawaj naród pederski. So there's freezer salons, there's a hair salon for these gay people. Narod pederski, if you remember, was nebeski narod. It's like the celestial people, the people of the sky, which is something that was used for the Serbian people, and this is pederski narod. So again, it's the people that live in Kitograd, and so they have hair salons, of course, because like everyone else, they need to cut their hair. Maybe they do it more often, but this is another important word. So it says ukafani vlada zakon. Ukafani, kafana is like a sort of restaurant. So usually when you go to Serbia, mostly to Serbia or Bosnia, or also in Croatia, I think, but this is something I've seen more often in Bosnia and Serbia, to be honest. Kafana is like a place where you go and there's music and there's a lot of alcohol, there's a lot of singing. It's one of the best things you should do that if you happen to travel around the Balkans. Go and look for kafana. So this is another keyword. Please write it down. Besides kurac, ratsku, kita, and there's kafana right now. So kafana, ukafani vlada zakon. So in the kafanas, so in these restaurants, so it's more than a restaurant actually, but it's a way of life, I would say. Vlada zakon. So it's if there is anyone speaking Russian, then it's basically the same. So zakon means law. So there is a rule, there is a law that is ruling in these kafanas. Dozvoljeno pušenja. So this is a reference to one of my favorite rock bands from the 80s from Yugoslavia, and they're still active as far as I know, from Bosnia. So zabranjeno pušenje. So it means allowed. So it's forbidden to smoke. So smoking forbidden is zabranjeno pušenje, which is the name of this band. Okay, so it means it's forbidden to smoke. Zabranjeno pušenje. Here I'm saying dozvoljeno pušenja, which means it's allowed to smoke. Okay, technically, but pušenje has a double meaning. So pušenje means pušiti cigaru, for example, means to smoke a cigarette. But in this context, you can use it as suck. So you can say pušiti kurac. Vi svi pripadnici sekretarijata Haškog tribunala možete samo da prihvatite da mi popušite kurac. So it's one of the most important sentences of Serbian language. And so in this case, it means it's allowed to suck / to smoke. It means both, actually. So there's a double meaning. Okay? That's it. As Divan 76 is saying, it can be smoking and blowjob. So in this case, it's dozvoljeno pušenja means it's allowed to, again, it can be either of the two. And of course, in theory, it's referred to the smoking, which is usually forbidden in restaurants. But here we are in Kitograd, so it's going to be about something else. Ajde, piška materija.
Na przepite kuraca z brat. Poliszki tu kaczysz tajline, Ti sei jedno dobicie się.
Okay. So, this is the refrain of the song. So it says, Dođite u Kitograd, da usetite kurac sa smrad. So come to Kitograd to feel the stink of the dicks. Voliš kitu, kažeš da ili ne, ti svejedno dobit ćeš je. So it's asking, do you like cock? So kitu in this case, voliš kitu, because it's the accusative, and so it changed the ending. And so since kita is a feminine noun, it gets the u when it's accusative. So do you love the cock? So voliš kitu. Kažeš da ili ne. You can say either yes or no. Ti svejedno dobit ćeš je. In any case, you are going to get it. So again, to wrap this up, this refrain is telling you that if you go to Ketograd, you will feel the stink of the cocks. First thing. Second thing is that if you love cocks or you don't love cocks, in any case, you're going to get them, right? So you don't have any choice. It's that's life in Kitograd. I'm sorry, but that's how things were back in the times of Safaraya. Okay, so svaki stavlja kobaje. Kobaje is like a word for kobasica, which means sausages. So everyone is putting sausages u svoje rupe, means in his holes. All right. So in every hole they're putting sausages. And again, this is u svoje rupe. It's again accusative because the name of the singular name for rupa, for hole, is is rupa. So you would say rupa, but then this is the plural and it's accusative, so it becomes rupe, which is good because, again, as I was saying before, then you have the declension of the name, and then you can make it agrees sort of with dupe, so with this other word in the next sentence. So it says everyone is putting sausages in his holes. U oči, uši, usta, pa čak i dupe. So it says he's putting them in the eyes, in the ears, in the mouth, and also in the S. Okay? So dupe means S. It's another very important word. So you should remember, again, this is one you should add to the list after kita, kurac, racku, dupe. Pušenje, I would say it's also a very important word. Puši kurac, it's a very important word in Serbian language. You should definitely know that. And zabranjeno pušenje or dozvoljeno pušenje, again, this is zabranjeno pušenje is a band you should definitely check out. I think is the top in the top 5 of the music scene in ex Yugoslavia, at least for my taste. All right, so let's see how the travel to Kitograd goes on.
Nemoj da se iznenadziš, ako pičku ne nađeš. Dobro došao u društvo ljubitelja krastavca.
Okay, so this is says nemoj da se iznenadiš ako pičku ne nađeš. And this means that don't be surprised if you don't find any pussy here. Dobrodošao u društvo ljubitelja krastavca. So, ljubitelja krastavca, which means welcome to the society of people that love cucumbers. And yeah, this thing with krastavac, kurac sounds similar, but then, cucumber in Italian sounds, it's a word that we would use in Italian as a synonym for kurac, so for cazzo in Italian. And so that's where I took the idea from. So it's not very used in Serbian. That's why I put it into close to the, that there was a parenthesis there that I said, I mean, by krastavac here, I really mean kurčeve, like kursi, like kita, so cocks, bottom line. and that's why I needed to underline that, because it's not very used in Serbian. It's something that I took more from the Italian slang, and that's why we also have a song in Italian that's called Cetriolo, and it's all about this double meaning of the cetriolo word that is sometimes used also for penis in Italian and sometimes just for cucumber, so for the vegetable.
Rodzi tę Kitograd, na wetli te kurca zbrat. Policzki tu każesz tajliny, ty za jedno dowiesz się. Rodzi tę Kitograd, na wetli te kurca zbrat. Policzki tu każesz tajliny, ty za jedno dowiesz się.
Okay, so this is just as you might have guessed, it's just saying repeating the keywords of the song Kita and Kurac until you get bored. Basically, the whole point was about putting too many cocks in one place. And so here it says Kurci do Tokia. So it's a reference to a famous Serbian saying. It's called Serbia do Tokia, and which means Serbia up to Tokyo, because at some point Serbia sort of wanted to unite with Russia, and so if you unite with Russia, you basically get to Japan, and so like they believed that they should unite with Russia and be one country, and so that they would their borders of their country then in that case would go to Tokyo. But in this case, I'm not talking about Serbia, I'm talking about Kurci. So there's just a lot of cocks, there are so many cocks that they will get to Tokyo, basically, from this Crnogradska Oblast. So from the place of the cocks in former Yugoslavia. So we are getting to the end of the song, and let me wrap this up. Let's go. Okay, so here it's saying Osjeća jeste odličan, no ne baš romantičan. So there's an excellent feeling, but it's not a very romantic one. And here it says ljubav nije ti si mi u duši. So love is not you are in my soul, nego, so but dođi a ga puši. Dođi a ga puši means come and suck it. So love is not you're in my soul. Love is saying come and suck it, at least in this country, in this province of former Yugoslavia. Može. So
Dođi te u Kitograd, da zeti te kuraca zbrat. Voliš Kitu, kažeš da ili ne, ti sve jedno dovićeš je. Dođi te u Kitograd, da zeti te kuraca zbrat. Voliš Kitu, kažeš da ili ne, ti sve jedno dovićeš je. Dođi te u Kitograd, da zeti te kuraca zbrat. Voliš Kitu, kažeš da ili ne, ti sve jedno dovićeš je. Dođite u Kitograd, da zepite kuraca zbrat. Voliš Kitu, kažeš da ili ne, ti sve jedno dovićeš je. Dođite u Kitograd, da zepite kuraca zbrat. Wolisz kitu, każesz stajlinę, ty jedno dowiesiesz je.
Kraj means the end, of course. And so, in this case, kraj is not the kraj that we are talking about in our latest song, Formia. All right, so I think that was it. I hope you enjoyed this trip to former Yugoslavian province of Kitograd. I hope there was enough, I don't know. There were some references here and there. I hope I made the whole thing clear. And let me answer a couple of questions. Kako si ti uopšte počeo da učiš srpski, i da li to ima veze sa pojavom True Metal of Steel videa u Srbiji pre nekih 17 godina? Sad, ne znam ko priča srpski ovde, ali mislim da je došlo krajnje vreme da objasnim ovde ovo zašto pričam srpski pred svima sad. Ja sam počeo da učim srpski pre 12 godina. Mislim, otprilike 2008-2009 godine, tako nešto. Jer uglavnom me zanimala me cela istorija rata u Jugoslaviji. Jer uvek sam smatrao kako je to moguće da ima rat pored nas Italijana. Mislim, Slovenija ima granice sa Italijom, ipak je bio i rat, makar to samo na 10 dana u Sloveniji. Ali kako je to moguće da bio je rat kod njih, ovde pored nas, bukvalno, i ne znamo šta se desilo. I kao onda počeo sam da čitam malo o istoriji Jugoslavije, o istoriji rata u Jugoslaviji, i to već 2003-2004 godine, recimo, posle rata na Kosovu. Jer i tad se sećam da nisam ništa razumio zašto se bore, zašto se ubijaju na Kosovu, zašto idemo tamo da ih bombardujemo sad. Baš se sećam za to vreme da nisam uopšte ništa razumeo o tome, i onda bio sam malo radoznalost, ne znam, evo, to. Pa sam teo da malo da više da učim o tome. I šta se desilo? Međutim, 2007. godine, u toku prve turneje Nanowara, evropske turneje Nanowara, išli smo i u Srbiju. U stvari, išli smo u Hrvatsku, trebalo je i da sviramo u Bosni, ali otkazali smo taj koncert u Sarajevu, uopšte nismo mogli. Ali sećam se da su svirali u Rijeci, u Zagrebu, pa onda i u Novom Sadu. Imali smo par dana, par day off u Beogradu. I šta se desilo onda? Da tad sam počeo malo više pre toga sam čitao knjige, sam gledao neke dokumentarce i o ratu u Jugoslaviji, u istoriji Jugoslavije za vreme komunizma i tako dalje. I tad kad sam išao baš u tu zemlju, recimo, u te zemlje tog prostora, bio sam toliko iznenađen da su ljudi ovako veseli, da ima takve žurke do jaja, da su svi ljudi koji su dolazili na naše koncerte u sva ta mesta u kojih su bili za to vreme, su bili ovako topli, ovako dobri ljudi, tako da baš sam se osetio kod kuće nekako, kao da ih znam, od uvek ih znam, i da baš je bio neki, da su se ispostavili neke veze, ne znam, ovako mi se činio, da sam u nekoj zemlji u kojoj sam u kući, i to i u Hrvatskoj i u Srbiji. Onda počeo sam da učim jezik, čim sam skontao da tad sam živeo u Rimu, i onda skontao sam da je bila neka škola srpskog jezika. Išao sam u školu srpskog jezika i počeo sam da učim ovako, jer jednostavno sam teo da učim neke nove jezike. Ja mnogo volim da učim strane jezike, to radim uopšte, ali prema srpskom imam neki poseban osjećaj. I to se sećam, evo sad, sećam se jedna važna stvar koja mi se desila posle tog koncerta u Novom Sadu, u London klubu, kako se zove ova ulica, O jebote, London Club, to Laze Telečkovi, sad se ne sjećam kako se to zove, ali nema veze. Ali sjećam se u tom koncertu, počeo sam da pričam sa nekim mladićima koji su došli. I sjećam se bio jedan kome sam rekao, pa znaš, ja mnogo volim Srbiju, mnogo volim Jugoslaviju i ovo ono. I sad, znaš, hteo sam da učim ruski. I on me gleda, a zašto ne učiš srpski? I ja mislim, šta ti je bre koji kurac, što bih ja naučio srpski kad, šta bih radio sa srpskim jezikom? Zašto bih naučio ovaj jezik? Kao, nema potrebe, čemu to služi? Nema tih potreba da ga znaš, naravno. Naravno, ne, to je greška. Ima ih. I tako. I to samo da kažem kako je to počela je ova ljubav prema Srbiji i srpskom jeziku. I tako sam počeo, išao sam u školu onda u Rim godinu dana, jednom nedeljom. I onda sam išao u Valjevo, u letnju školu srpskog jezika, to je bilo 2009. godine. I od tad sam jednostavno počeo da se družim sa svim mogućim Srbima, kad sam živio u Madridu, kad sam živio i u Rimu naravno, i kad sam bio u Australiji, također sam se družio sa Srbima uglavnom, i bilo gdje da sam bio, uvijek sam našao one Srbe, Hrvate, naše ljude, recimo Bosance, i uvijek sam se družio ovako lepo sa svima, i tako i dan danas imam prijatelje, uglavnom, većina mojih prijatelja dolazi s tog prostora, rekao bih. Pored italijanskih, naravno, ali na drugom mjestu su i Srbi, Hrvati. I tako. So, that's it. Sorry for this interruption. I was explaining in Serbian why I speak Serbian. And I hope it was clear, and I hope it's clear once and for all. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this class of this lecture, whatever, explanation of Serbian language and Kitograd, and something about Serbian history and Serbian and Yugoslavian history, so not just Serbian. And that's it. So I think we can meet next week for a new episode of the GattoCast. So see you in the future.